Mayan Burrell, who walked out of a Stillwater prison in 2020 after having his life sentence for murder conviction commuted, he's going back to prison. He was sentenced today after being found with a gun and drugs during a traffic stop last year. Our Lou Bergoose was in court today. Hey, Lou.
Hey, Chris, Mayan Burrell has actually had 2 arrests, plus an additional incident where he was ticketed for driving with alcohol in his system and marijuana in his car since being released from prison. And the judge decided that all that outweighed Burrell's argument that he should remain free until his appeal.
He was released from prison and essentially granted a rare opportunity of a second chance.
Nearly 4 years to the day after his dramatic release from prison, his life sentence for the murder of Taisha Edwards commuted by Governor Tim Walz, Mayan Burrell is back in a Hennepin County courtroom with a judge's decision looming.
Coming home after doing all that time, it wasn't easy, especially without a map on how to reintegrate back into society.
Judge Mark Kappelhoff found Burrell guilty of being a felon in possession of a firearm after Robbinsdale police pulled him over and found drugs and a loaded Glock with an extended magazine. Burrell essentially conceded the case and pins his hopes on winning an appeal that the traffic stop and search were unconstitutional.
I understand it. It's a severe crime that I'm in front of you for, and it could be imposed 60-month sentence for me to go to prison. But I'm asking you to take it and consider it in your heart, to allow me to stay home while I actually pursue this appeal.
A 5-year sentence was mandatory, but Judge Kappelhoff needed to decide whether to let Burrell remain free until the appeal is decided.
I know he was scared. He was scared of society.
Burrell's father and 3 community leaders spoke, saying Burrell didn't have enough reintegration support after his prison release, but that he does now.
I'm going to deny the request to have Mr. Burrell released pending appeal.
Judge Kappelhoff, however, said charges stemming from 3 separate incidents are just too much.
You chose this other path, and I don't fully understand that. And that path involves criminal activity that impacts and endangers public safety.
And he decided to return Burrell to prison now.
Now, this appeal could take up to 18 months. If Burrell happens to win the appeal, this gun case would be completely thrown out, and he would then be released from prison. Chris?
All right, thank you, Lou.
The epitome of stupidity. I mean, literally, how stupid do you have to be? You come home, they release you, whether justified or not, from you had a life sentence hanging over your head for murder. You were never coming home. And you were blessed to be able to come home. And then you jump right back in the foolishness that got you put in there. Listen, that's why a lot of people said some stupid cannot be fixed. Everybody cannot be saved. Everybody is not gonna make it, okay? And this dude is a prime example of that. It's like, what more reason, what more motivation, what more needs to happen to you for you to decide that you're done with the streets? This, not only was he arrested for this, where he was found a felon in possession of a gun and drugs, but he had another arrest prior to that, and he was pulled over prior to that for being under the influence of alcohol, driving. The dude is a certified dumbass, okay? And he is headed right back where he belongs. Nobody should be mad. Nobody should feel sorry for him. If I was his dad, I would not have showed up, okay? You had a life sentence. A life sentence. And you came home, they let you out. And now here you are riding around with guns. Why didn't you go get a job at McDonald's? A job at Walmart? You could have got a job at a construction site, picking up trash, sweeping the sun off the sidewalk. Anything coming from where you came from is better than going back to where you came from looking like a straight fool, okay? And you can best believe that the prison guards and the inmates that are in there that he left are gonna be laughing hysterically at how stupid he is. And you know he feels stupid. And then he tries to say, oh, well, it was, I guess he has an appeal because he's saying that the stop was unconstitutional. Motherfucker, you having a gun as a felon is unconstitutional. Whether it was a justified legal stop or not, if they stopped you illegally, they should have found nothing, okay? More than likely, the reason why they stopped you, whether illegally or not, is because they knew you were into some bullshit and they knew they were gonna find some stupid shit on you. An illegal gun and drugs. Man, I tell you, this is why, and see, it's people like this that make me understand why a lot of people say, you know, when someone gets locked up for something, never let them out. When they do, especially a violent crime, he was convicted of murder of a little girl, and somehow he was able to get out. He was able to get out on that. Came out in the whole Muslim garb, you know, looking like whatever. His family's so happy for him, and now here he is, headed right back to jail. He's asking the judge for, oh, well, judge, you know, I'm asking you to look deep within your heart and overlook the fact that I'm a stupid, dumbass motherfucker who does not belong in the street, okay? And, you know, it's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't have, you know, coming home from doing all that time, you know, I didn't have the right guidance or whatever. Dude, even if you don't have the right guidance, you don't need the right guidance to understand, okay, I just came home from a life sentence, so whatever I do, I need to make sure it's legal. Even if I just sit at home, eat Cheetos, eat ice cream, and play video games on my cell phone, all right? If I just walk around the neighborhood doing cardio and doing nothing, as long as it's legal. But no, he jumps back into the street. And so now he's going back where he belongs. No pity for this dude, okay? The epitome of stupidity. You're looking at it. It's this guy right here. And I just wanted to come and comment on that because that is just pure ridiculousness. I mean, I honestly, I cannot imagine having a life sentence, being able to come home and deciding, you know what, I'm gonna jump right back in the streets. I'm gonna get me an illegal gun and ride around and be on some young nigga shit like I didn't have a life sentence and I just beat it. But like they say, man, you know, a lot of times you can't fix stupid. Common sense ain't so common. I'm gonna finish by saying, I remember, and I told this story in another video, I remember looking at a dude who was in prison for his 5th or 6th time. When I was in there, he was telling me some stories, making me laugh, older guy. And I remember looking at this dude saying, if I don't change my ways, I'm gonna be an older guy just like this, talking to a young dude about how prison used to be and my old life as a criminal. And 5, 6, 8, 10 times, I'm back in here talking to young people. This dude, he deserves even more than the 60 months. He obviously does not want to be free. He obviously does not want to be free. So thank you all for coming back to my channel, listening to me talk about that. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like, leave a comment, share the video. Once again, thank you, and I will see you all soon.